Hi, guys. Welcome to InDaHouseMedia House Call. I'm your host, Michelle Diamond. And today we have another amazing guest with us. It's Mr. C. Wright, also known as the Soul Singer, joining us straight out of Louisiana, the boot. Okay. And we're going to tap right in and get to know all about Mr. Soul Singer and, just get all the updates on what's been going on and how he's been coping through the pandemic and with everything that we faced with the riots and etc. All right, so Mr. Soul Sanger, Mr. C. Wright, let us know, how did you yourself get started in the music industry?
Well, pretty much been doing music, singing all my life. Started out in church. Didn't have the typical childhood. On the weekends, we go to school Monday through Friday, and on the weekends, we were on the road with the family, singing all over different places. And pretty much with my two brothers, we had a group, the Wright brothers, and we were traveling different places. We were singing, and two of my brothers moved from Louisiana and moved to Dallas, and
Wow.
my other brother moved to Ruston, Louisiana. So it was just me here. And at that point, I just kind of started deciding to say, well, what's next? What you're going to do, by yourself. So I kind of tapped into doing some R&B and some Southern soul music. And after that, 5 albums in. Right now, I'm about to release my fifth album, doing some R&B and Southern soul music.
Right, I saw that, and I believe that album is actually, if I didn't get it incorrectly, is it Who I Am?
Who I am. That's right.
Really awesome, and that one is the fifth one, and I believe it's coming out in December of this year, correct?
Absolutely. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
awesome. Yeah, I know you've dropped four, and I had the opportunity to listen to quite a few songs, and I love Don't Take Your Love Away. And I know you heard that. I fell in love
Yeah,
with that one. I'm sorry. It just did something for me. I love the prelude and everything. So that was dope. And, bringing that good old soul music back. And that's basically, one of your quotes that I saw, bringing that good soul music, feel good
absolutely.
music back. And you did music with the Z. So, music for
That's right.
you.
That's right. Yeah.
Awesome. So I know that you did quite a lot. Growing up in church, like you said, being in the family choir, being a part of the Rights, gospel group and touring from city to city. And what got me was, you said Monday through Friday was school. And on the weekends, you guys were touring from city to city, basically,
That's right.
spreading the good news, about Jesus through song. And, that's commendable. How did the people, take that? Were they, adaptable to it, or how did you find that? Did you find a lot of people were actually coming out to hear you guys and it came across better? Because I know a lot of people you know kind of listen to the word better, especially when it comes through song.
Yeah, well, a lot of people know our family. We have a huge family. On my dad's side, they had 9 boys and 7 girls. So pretty much it was a big group we had, and a lot of people we were known in this area a lot, and we would get invited any and everywhere. And like I said, on the weekends, that's all we did. On the weekends, we travel. We go to different cities and different states, and we go spread the good news. And people are very receptive to hearing the word through song, a little more than just sitting down preaching, because not everybody's church folks. Not everybody can sit in church long. So before they can actually sit down there and hear something that the preacher has to say, because they might not even stay in church long enough to get to that part, they'll get ministered to through the music, through the song, and that's what captures a lot of people. Music is a powerful thing. It captures a lot of people and it reaches your soul, and it actually can change a lot of things in your life. Just through the words of a song.
That is true. And that's what I like about, quite a few of your songs. You could hear the sincerity in it. And, I can't wait for the people to go on out there and, cop that CD when it
Yes,
comes
ma'am.
out. And definitely, go on YouTube, check them out. I'll definitely share some of the links as well. You know, it's already, I did share a couple on my feed. So definitely check it out. Very, very great music. And I can't wait because we discussed some things about possibly getting you on the blues tour with Mr. Maurice. He's looking to grasp some new artists, and especially with your style, because you're diverse, and you're not just blues, you're not just R&B. You have a little bit of country swag to it as well. So what, when growing up, what, who inspired you?
Well, of course, I listen to a lot of gospel music. I listen to Commission, which is Fred Hammond, Marvin Sapp, a lot of Kirk Franklin stuff, and then on the blues side, I'm a big fan of Marvin Cease. I like Johnny Taylor, Tyrone Davis, and a bunch of those guys. And you blend a lot of that together, and you make great music. A lot of your Southern soul in your blues music comes from quartet gospel. If you
That's
really
true.
listen to it, that's what it sounds like. That's
It's
where it
true.
really comes from. So pretty much that's all Southern soul music is to me. Is Southern soul quartet gospel. That's all it is to me. And it's feel good music. It's music when you hear it. It makes you want to dance and want to have a good time. And enjoy life the best way you can.
Absolutely. So with this album, Who I Am, I know you mentioned, you had quite a few features. I think I saw, was it Jeter Jones?
Jeter
Did I
Jones.
put,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Kenna Wayne, K Monique, Mario Smith, and there were a few others. How did you guys meet?
Well, I met a lot of those different artists actually doing Southern soul music, and going to being on these shows with them. I end up on shows with a lot of them, and we kind of vibe. We all they like my style. I like what I hear. Hey man, let's get together. Let's record something. And from there it was just a go. And on a new album I have a song that I'm about to release, which is going to be the next single I'm gonna release before the album is released. It's going to be a song with Kenny Wayne. Kenny Wayne been doing Southern soul music for a very long time, and I'm a huge fan of his. And it's going to be an honor, for me to record a song with him. So, we're going to be dropping that real soon too. Called Slide In.
Amazing. Well, I'm ready. You know that already. We already talked about it. I can't wait to get you up here, get you on some of the, Southern Blues tours that we discussed, amongst, other things. I know we spoke prior,
Yes.
when I was actually planning the, Harriet Tubman event with, In the House Media and a few other collaborators. And we spoke, and it was just this short of getting you up. And, Sally was coming, and it was a whole bunch of different things. But, God doesn't stop us. He placed you in our path for a reason, and we're definitely going to continue to build together. And I just want to say thank you for, being so open with me, welcoming me in your circle. I'm humble and very appreciative of that, because I just see all greatness, all positive things coming out of this. So, again, thank you very much for having In the House Media, being a part of your team and
I
building
appreciate
together.
it. You're very welcome.
Absolutely. So, just to talk a little bit about the pandemic and everything that's going on. I know a lot of people don't know, Mr. Wright, he's also in law enforcement, and I just want to know how, you know what took you down that path. Was it, through the family growing up, somebody else was in law enforcement? Is it something that you've always wanted to do? How did you and your family cope during this time with all the stuff that was going on?
Okay, well, pretty much I'm the only person in my family, my entire family, who
Oh,
works law enforcement. And
wow.
that was something that kind of crossed my mind a little bit in the past when I was younger, and I thought about doing it, and then as life was going on, I was like, nah, that's not something I would want to do. And then I decided to give it a try, and 15 years later, I'm still here, and I think I enjoy having the opportunity to import in someone's life and actually change lives. Because I think that's what law enforcement is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about impacting and changing lives and changing a person's mindset so that they will not continue to do the things that took them down the wrong path anyway. So
Absolutely.
I think if we had a little more of that, we wouldn't have half of the problems that we have as far as where law enforcement is concerned. And as far as during the pandemic, at law enforcement, we don't get no breaks. We don't get no breaks. We don't get no time off. Uh, we were still working during the pandemic. Of course, we all had to, protect ourselves at the same time, but we were all still working, still handling calls, making a difference in the community the best way that we can, and also to keep ourselves safe and the people safe in our community.
Okay, well, we want to say thank you for your service. Absolutely. We appreciate those out there. I have family members that are also in law enforcement and, a lot of military background, including Jerome himself. He's a retired veteran. Quite a few
Awesome.
people, Darlene Hart, retired veteran that's on our team. So we truly know what it's all about and we, appreciate our people. So thank you for your service and, very commendable that you are one of the positive role models that's out there, especially within our communities. That's definitely needed, and that's why we definitely want to get you along the, along the team with
Yeah.
the whole movement with Harriet Tubman, and getting involved in the community and with the children. So it's just a great, collaboration all the way around. Um, with that being said, I want to know a little bit more about, the nominee that the nomination that you had. I think it was back in 2015, and I think it was the ZBT Awards.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually got nominated for that again this year also. Uh,
Awesome.
it's pretty much, I kind of like what they're doing. They're getting a bunch of good artists together and, giving the people a voice to kind of vote to feel who they would want to win those nominations. And it's just to be an honor to have a platform, period, that you
Correct.
can be recognized on. But, but a person as such as myself, when it comes to music, I think I'm a different breed of a person when it comes to music because I don't look for no kind of praise or anything when it comes to this music. I do it from my heart, and I love music. So, and I was always a big person that thinks like this: if you feed your passion gonna then feed your pocket. So
That's
to me, you
true.
you, you got you got to love what you're doing first, and do it solely just out of love, and everything else gonna happen for you. But if you get in this business with the mindset of that you're going to make so much money and you're going to do this the moment you don't get that money, what I'm saying, you're going to feel disappointed, you're going to get discouraged, and 9 times out of 10 you're not going to want to do music no more. You want to
Correct.
continue because you're not doing it for the right reason. you know
Correct.
I haven't been taught, none, me and my brothers, we all do music, and none of us been taught, to do any of this. It's a gift, and when God give you a gift, you have to honor that first before anything else.
True.
So which means that if he give you the gift to actually be able to produce this music, write this music to share with the world, enjoy that and enjoy the ride. Enjoy sharing your music. Enjoy watching people dance to your music. Me, that's my joy. If I see people enjoying my music, I'm okay with that. And to me, when it's like that, that's when the blessing comes. So I
Absolutely.
don't look for money. I was blessed to have a good career with law enforcement. Of course, I would love to be wake up in the morning and go straight to the studio and go record. And of course, that's everybody's dream. And I believe in God's timing. Whenever He's ready, that's going to happen for me. But for right now, I still enjoy serving the community and giving back to people. That's what I love doing.
Yeah, very commendable. Big kudos all the way around. And definitely that's what it's about. And, that was basically along the next lines of my question, like what advice would you give up and coming artists, such as yourself, that's diverse in all these backgrounds? And you basically laid it on the line for them, and that is the mindset that they need to have and maintain, especially in this type of industry, because, a lot of times you see the younger artists come out there and sometimes even the older ones, and the mentality is all about the money, the money, and then you lose focus on what you're passionate about. And, it's
That's right.
chasing the money or chasing the status, and, everything just starts to crumble because you lost the vision that you initially started with. And then that's when
Absolutely.
it gets, it starts to wear on you and you get tired and then it becomes a burden. But if it's truly something that you're joyous about, then, absolutely, that's when everything, all comes together and works out for the best. And that's when you start to reap all the benefits. There's a time and place for everything. And, things don't happen overnight. We always have
No,
to, work at everything. And we always say we're a work in progress because when you're consistent with your craft, the better you get. And
That's right.
that's what I've seen with you. I've listened to some of the older music, and you could just hear the growth, and I love it. It's Y'all need to go check it out. Okay, Mr. Steve Wright. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
on all media platforms. So go out there and cop it. I'm
Yes,
telling
ma'am.
you,
Yes, ma'am.
you will not be disappointed. Trust me. I mean, if you're a lover of the blues, country, he has a little bit of something for everybody. Okay.
Exactly, and that's what I try. That's what I try to do. I get questioned all the time. People be like, "Man, okay, man, are you an R&B artist? Or you something?" So, I, what I tell people all the time, I'm an artist. Period.
Period.
I'm
Yes.
an artist, and not everybody can walk in those shoes.
It's true.
Some
But
people
that
can.
makes you marketable
That's
because
right.
you
That's right.
can, you can go into any genre, and that's huge these days because you don't want to just get, classified in one genre. You want to be able to have some kind of diversity, and that's what sells. And
That's
a
right.
lot of people forget that. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's great, and I think that's just awesome. So how does your family feel about you pursuing the music? Are they supportive?
Oh, most definitely. That's like the backbone of everything. My family's behind me 100%. And in the beginning, that's what I was kind of skeptical about, even when I first started doing this type of music, because my dad's a minister and my older brother's
Right.
a pastor, and so it was like I was on the fence about it and kind of wondering if they were going to accept it. My dad passed away 3 years ago, and one thing I can honestly say about that is that my dad was like one of my biggest fans. I would go ride home, to New Iberia, which is about 25 miles from where I live, and he had speakers outside, hanging up outside the house, old school. And from inside the house, he played the music, and you can hear it on the outside. And I'll pull up and I hear my music. And
Oh, that's
I
amazing.
appreciated that, because that's one thing that I was on the fence about, because I was like, well, I don't even know if they're gonna like this or not, because we've been singing gospel forever.
Correct.
But one
Right.
thing
The
that
worldly
I
music,
exactly,
exactly.
exactly. But one thing I learned about that, and I learned it real quick, is that music doesn't change people. Music doesn't change people. That doesn't make people. You make music. Music don't make you. You make music. So just because I might sing about something, that don't mean I'm actually living it. And sometimes we, as an artist, you write with sales. You know, sometimes you write from experience. Sometimes you just write with sales. So don't take the music and actually paint it at the artist's life and think the artist is a certain way
Yes,
because of the type of music he make.
correct.
Keep in mind, he's an artist, and eventually that's what you want to do for a living. So it has to bring in revenue,
Correct.
income. So you got to
Correct.
write what you feel that may sell at the time.
And
So
it's the same, right? And that's absolutely true, and that's where a lot of people have that disconnect. They stereotype and, the stigmas, they feel that, oh, these artists or these actors and actresses, because of the roles they play, they believe
that's
that
right.
their personality or character in real life falls under the same thing, but far from the truth. And, when you're an actor or an actress, you're playing a character, so you have to play the
That's
part.
right.
Just like, with, a singer, or an artist, period. You have sometimes, if you don't write your own music, you have, writers that, ghost writers, etc., that write for you. And
Yeah,
sometimes it's from their perception that they're writing. It's not necessarily yours,
that's
but
right.
your voice or your style fits, what they wrote. So they say, hey, I believe this person is the right artist for this song, and of course you guys collaborate and get it done. But, again, when people are not educated about the industry, this is why these interviews are so important, so they could hear from the artists themselves to see who they are and,
That's right.
learn about them, about who they are truly, opposed to just, being judgmental of what you see or hear.
Yes.
And, so I'm just grateful, especially with your background, and just to hear that your family was very supportive, especially, your father. I think that was excellent,
Yeah, that
and I
was
could
big.
just imagine that, pulling up, hearing your music pumping, these big
Yeah,
speakers. That's dope.
yeah,
That's
it
really
is.
dope. So that's cool. So I know that, you had, songs that were on, been number one on the top 20 blues chart, here in the US, and you were number three overseas, Germany, England, London, England, of course, but
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Brazil. So, you're not new to the game. You've been around for a while, and, I just think that's commendable. So I mean, have you traveled overseas as of yet? With
No,
the
I haven't been overseas yet, and that's some things that I plan on doing in the near future. Like I said, with the type of job that I have, I have some people at work, a good bit of people at work that knows what I do outside of law enforcement, but not a lot of people, not a whole lot of them don't know, So I think the ones who do know, they're supportive of it, and it's kind of hard to make a lot of the moves that I need to make and still hold on the full time job because that's what's really providing,
right,
at the moment. So, but I plan in the near future to venture off and try to go overseas and a few other places and get back on the market with these shows. With the
correct.
pandemic and stuff, it kind of slowed a lot of things down,
It
and
did.
as everything, when it slows down, it's a process of building back. And with me, it's to work around the work schedule and to get back on in the driver's seat of getting back out there,
Yeah, well, we're gonna drive all right because we have some things lined up. We already discussed several, so just waiting for us to finalize some details and go from there. Absolutely. But I see you're repping big for New Orleans. Look, I
almost
can't
definitely.
say like you are. I'm sitting here like, man, he has, that accent is deep, and I'm loving it. So yeah, local
Yeah,
celebrity.
I'm a big Saints fan. Big Saints fan.
I see the New Orleans Saints going on and everything. Look, I need
Mhm.
to cop that hat though.
Yeah, big Saints. I've been diehard Saints fan.
That's awesome. And
Hmm.
that's some of the things that, we definitely want to do. I know Jerome was talking about coming back down to NOLA, because we've done several things, with in-house media, especially, with the gospel music and even, when they were down for certain other events and, just want to make sure that we're well rounding. And I know that with the Southern and Blues tour with Maurice. I know some of them, have some things going on. I know we're supposed to be out on the 10th here in Crestview, Florida, and there's some things that's lined up down in Mississippi. I know in Texas. So, we have a nice little agenda going and definitely going to make sure that we touch bases and get everybody on the same bandwagon. You know, other than that, tell me what can your fans and or audience expect from C. Wright, the soul singer, coming up the end of the year in 2021? What are your major plans?
Well, first of all, I plan on releasing my fifth album, which is Who I Am, in December, and I think that album will have a little bit of everything for everybody on it. I like to do a mixture of different things on when I do put a project out because I like to reach the young and the old, to where anybody can pop in that CD and vibe to it. And besides that, I want to tap into a few other different things. I've had a phone call to do some acting, uh, so I kind of want to tap into that and eventually, I love doing law enforcement, but eventually, I want to be able to work for myself. I want to be able to work for myself and plan some things out. Me and my family been discussing, and we possibly going to end up starting a family business soon. So
Awesome.
we got a few things that we're working on. Even besides just my project and me doing music, my older brother sung with Kirk Franklin for like 6 years, and he released an album, and he's working on his next album, gospel album also too. So
Amazing things, yes.
yes, I'll be doing that with him, and also my younger brother, he does Southern Soul Blues also too. So he has an album about to come out. So we all work together, man. We work with each other to make sure that we all put out quality
Oh,
projects.
yes. Look, I could see that all coming together, especially, what Jerome and Rita Daniels, which is Harriet Tubman's great niece, and the rest of the board members and so forth that discussed, Maisha Harrison and so forth. We had a wonderful conversation on yesterday and, just discussing some things. I could see all of that, especially the music coming together. So we're definitely going to be in contact with you for that next event that we're having because it definitely will touch many souls, especially with, the focus and the vision that we have, full steam ahead, that.
Yes, yes.
Mhm. So definitely. And, with that being said, I just wanted to, go into more about, with in Louisiana, how receptive are they there, your fans, with the music there? Are you finding that there are a lot of opportunities for this type of genre?
Well, and it's pretty big in North Louisiana more than where I am. They listen to a lot of Southern soul music there. They have more Southern soul shows there, in that area. In the area where I'm located, they do it's called swing out music, two-stepping music. They do a lot of that here where I am, and
Right.
even a lot of the clubs and the venues and stuff. That's what we do here, But I think slowly but surely they starting to get into the Southern soul music here too, because we have more artists that were doing swing out music starting to do Southern soul music here
Mm,
in the Lafayette area too. So it's really spreading, and they have a lot of good artists in this area too that's putting out some hot music.
okay. All right. So aside from, just being an artist, do you see yourself being like a mentor, outside of law enforcement to those younger artists coming up?
Yeah, well, I had a few artists that were under me at one point, and like I help them out whenever needed. I go with them to the studio, and I sit in the recording sessions. I help write songs for them, and a lot of people call me a lot of times when it comes to this music and asking me a lot of things, for advice on what kind of moves they should make, or even on with certain songs, and I help them out the best way I can. I've been doing this for a while. A lot of people, they might think I'm new to music, but I'm not new to
No,
music.
definitely not.
I've been doing music for a very long time. So it's just that I haven't been doing this type of music as long as I was doing the
Correct.
gospel music. But you know, I think people start. I think it shows through my music. You know, versus telling people, "Oh man, that I ain't been doing it that long." When I'm only showing to hear the music. It doesn't sound like I'm a new artist. I
Right.
know what I'm doing. So, but besides that, I love writing. So eventually, I want to look into ghost writing for a few artists.
Right, that's what we're
Uh,
gonna do. That was
yeah,
see, we just look, we on the same train of thought. I was just like, I read a lot, so like I told you, I do my deep research, and yeah, I did see something about that. So that's awesome. So you're looking to do some ghostwriting. That's
absolutely,
amazing. And you
absolutely.
did write all of your songs, right?
Yeah, all of my songs, pretty much all. I mean, like on this new album, I only have one song on the new album that Vest G he wrote there and produced that song for me.
Okay.
But besides that, since album number one, I've written all my songs myself. I do all my own lead and background vocals. I do it all. I do it all, and it's a lot of hats to wear. Even with the music career, balancing the music career and law enforcement and family. And on top of all of that, like all the graphic works that anybody ever saw online, like as far as flyers and posters, album
Well,
covers,
you
that's all me. I do all of that myself. So I pretty much cover all the bases, because I don't have a team. I'm the team.
one-stop shop. Yep.
I'm
Well,
the
you
team.
will have a team. I told you, like, look, we're gathering you together. Yes, we're going
Yeah,
to be a team. I can't wait. I can't
I
wait.
appreciate that.
Definitely. I can absolutely look. We appreciate you even allowing us to come into, dig deep into your life like this. The times that we've spoken, trust me, it's sincerity is there, and I love it.
Most definitely.
Like I said on the earlier interview with, Showtime, I'm just humbled and I'm grateful because, starting out this year, have a dynamic team. We started out, with the PWIA. We have Felicia Simone, Paul, and Jerome, we had Isabella, we had quite a few people on, and dynamic team, and I would not trade any of them for anything, and it just shows how you build together and you continue on, and
That's
even though
right.
people branch off and go in different directions, everybody has different projects that they're working on, but at the same time, consistency is everything. You never forget where you came from
That's right.
either, and you just also make sure that you pull everybody up with you along the way. And that's what it's all about. It's, loyalty and opportunity. Like I said earlier, they asked, Zelda Thomas, she's another artist, wonderful artist as well. That's Diana Ross's cousin, and she's amazing. She tagged me this morning on a live show that talks about loyalty and opportunity and which
Hmm.
would I choose. So I'm going to pose that question to you: loyalty or opportunity? Which would you choose?
Loyalty. I would
Okay.
choose loyalty because to me, I feel like no matter what you go through, good times, bad times, to me, if you have someone that's loyal, that's gonna ride with you through it all, you can't ask for no more than that. You can't ask for no more than that. And to me, so you can jump at the opportunity, but
Thank
at the
you.
opportunity, when you jump at the opportunity, you may lose something. You may lose some friends. You may lose a lot just for jumping at the opportunity. So you can't take everybody with you. So
Right.
when the opportunity presents itself, you may have a team, but they may want just you. So whenever they choose just you, and you got to leave some people behind, some people may feel bitter about that. So
Correct.
then you will start losing friends and everything. But if everybody's loyal to each other, to me that is a longer lasting relationship.
Correct. So with that being said, and I like the way that you broke it down because that's where I was going. So if the opportunity presented itself and sometimes not everybody could go along on your journey with you and this is a great opportunity, would you take it? But you know, or would you just say no, I have to stick with my
Well,
team?
I know for me, I would discuss it with my team first and see how everybody feel about it because everybody look at things different. Actually, the team may look at it and say, you know what, a win for you is a win for all of us. Because eventually, if you are loyal to your team, once you get in, you're supposed to pick them all up and bring them with you. You
Amen.
know,
Amen.
so that's the
Amen.
way that's supposed to go. Now it don't happen like that all the time, but that's the way it's supposed to go. Some people get the
Right.
big head and they forget about everybody else. But
Correct.
long as if you know the relationship y'all have, you know, even outside of business, because to me, if you're gonna have a business relationship with somebody, it's supposed to be family. Y'all supposed to feel like a family. So if we don't feel like that outside of the business, that don't mix well with business because we only being cool and being cordial around each other just to make money, so to speak. That don't work well. I
Right.
want
That's
my
not
people. I want my
loyalty.
people around me to feel like we family. You know.
Ab- Absolutely. I love it. Couldn't have said it any better. And, I concur. And those are the same lines or the train of thought that I have. Of course, when opportunities present itself, you have to make sure. And at the same time, even when it comes to loyalty, sometimes, people and not everyone, we have some that tend to step on people or use people, and you just have to make sure that your loyalty doesn't make you silly or stupid
That's
either.
right. That's
You
right.
have to make sure that you're loving you always first and foremost, because if you
Absolutely.
don't give yourself 100%, you can't give yourself to anybody else.
No.
Period. You have to take care of you 100% at all times. So yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled with the answers, and I think that's why we connected. And I think this is a great relationship being formed, and I believe that great things will come out of this. Your family, the business, all of the above, and I can't wait to meet everyone. So many things I'm hearing, I'm like, yay, excited about, and get to introduce you to the rest of the team. We have so much in store, and not to put you on the spot, but you think you could sing us a little something a cappella? He's like, really, Michelle? You gonna do that to me?
Okay. I had some time to think about the mistakes that I have made. I had some time to drop a blueprint on how to build myself up to be a better man. I'm tired of being lonely, coming home to an empty house. Next time around is gonna be different. And I vow to give my all to you. Girl, I've made some wrong decisions, but this time, girl, I'm willing to do all the things to make it right. No more crying. I can't lie, cause I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to fall in love again. There you go.
Yay, awesome, amazing. Thank you so much. So the next thing I'm going to ask, and I hate to put you on the spot, do you think that you could give us a little drop for In the House Media from Mr. C. Wright, the soul singer?
Yeah, this is C. Wright, soul singer, and I'm in the house. Media TV with Michelle Diamond.
Thank you very much. And we appreciate you. And we cannot wait, guys. I'm going to have him give you his ats on Facebook as well as Instagram. Y'all make sure you go check him out. He's also on YouTube. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. So I'm going to give it back to you. Let them know where they can find you on all your social sites.
Yes, on Facebook, you can find me. I'm Chris Wright on Facebook. Chris Wright on Facebook. Instagram, I'm C Wright 337. C Wright 337 on Instagram. And I'm a C Wright's Music on YouTube. C Wright's Music on YouTube. Look me up.
Awesome. Well, we want to say thank you on behalf of the In the House Media TV team. Thank you for stepping in and talking to the people today and giving us a little bit more insight into who Mr. Seawright, the soul singer, is. And we cannot wait to see what you bring to us in December and the rest of the year. Y'all stay tuned. And this is Michelle Diamond with In the House Media House Call inside of 285. Stay tuned. We have lots more in store.